Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to perfectly prepare soil for a brand new lawn, one that's going to be absolutely boss. This is part 2 of a lawn renovation series. If you want to see the first part where we killed the lawn off to start it from scratch, I'll leave links somewhere on screen now and in the description below. But less of that, let's get straight into soil preparation. Now, this is the most important part of your renovation. This is where your lawn is going to succeed or where your new lawn is going to fail. And it starts off by quite simply scarifying as much of the dead grass plants out as we can, but also disturbing that top layer of soil. What we're aiming to do is to get rid of any thatch that your lawn might have, any of the dead grass plants that you might have, and any moss that might be lingering on the lawn as well. So once you've scarified it to within an inch of its life, and by the way, you can't scarify it too much. If anything, the more the merrier. It is then time to get on with arguably the most important part of soil prep. It's the part that some people think is voodoo mama juju. Little witch sat at a pot, staring it up, mega mog, ooh, all voodoo kind of stuff, but it isn't. There is real science behind it, and that is hollow tine aerating your lawn. What hollow tine aerating is it's removing physical cores from the lawn. And that's important for a few different reasons. Firstly, it allows air to get down. When air can get into the soil, the microbial activity can really kick off, meaning you have a really healthy, alive soil, which supports a really healthy grass plant. But as well, you're decompacting the soil, which again promotes really healthy microbial activity. And as well, because you've removed those cores, it means there's spaces for the roots of your new seedlings to get really deep, really fast. And once you've aerated, a really good idea is to leave it a day or two for those cores to dry out. And then once you have, you can get on with your Scarify and pulverize them to absolute pieces. Firstly, this avoids you having to get rid of all those cores into like a flower bed or to the tip. But also, if you've got decent soil, it can act as a top dressing too, giving you a nice loose seed bed. With these being clay cores, it didn't really give me a nice seed bed, so you'll notice in a moment to get on with some new soil to establish that seed bed. But there's no harm in just breaking them up anyway with the Scarify and leaving them on top of your lawn, because they've come from the existing soil. They're full of really good bacteria, so retaining that bacteria is only a benefit for the new lawn you're establishing. And some people think at this stage that when you pulverize them, all the pieces are going to go back down into the holes, but that isn't true, because most of those pulverized cores exist now on the top layer of the lawn. You can see that even after scarifying them, the holes are still there. Yeah, I don't recommend doing that slide just because it's absolutely just shot my toes to bits. Then once you've pulverized those cores, it is time to get on with some new soil, and this is optional if you've got really boss soil and when you've scarified those cores it's giving you a nice seed bed, then you can literally at this stage get on with some seed. However, if you've got really heavy clay and you can't create that seed bed, or the soil is either just too hard or too wet or really uneven, what you can do is get some brand new soil to use to level the space out. I'm using this Westland topsoil, which is specifically designed for lawns to be established either with turf or by seed. And what I really like about it is the fact that it's got a really high sand content. Sand is inert, so it doesn't add anything to your lawn in terms of microbial activity or good bacteria. But what it is really boss at is holding a level. And I'm using 3 rakes to make this happen, and that is complete overkill. I used a small rake just to move the soil around initially. It's a really cheap rake that you can get from B&Q. And then once I've done that, I used a larger landscaping rake, something you can pick up from the likes of Screwfix or Toolstation for relatively cheap. And I used that just to smooth out the soil as much as I possibly could, before then getting on and walking across it to compact that soil down. Because when you first put the soil down and rake it out, it's quite fluffy almost. There's a lot of air knocking about in there. So by compacting it down, you're squeezing out some of that air, giving you a nice flat surface. And at this stage, what you could do is use that big landscaping rake to smooth it out again, and compact it again and smooth it out again, and do that process until you're happy with the level. However, if you want the smoothest possible lawn known to humanity, then that's where a lawn route comes into play. And what they help to do is take soil from the high spots and distribute them down into some of those low spots as well. It matters if you're going to be using a cylinder mower cutting below 20 mil, but if you're going to be cutting at 20 mil or above, which just for reference, 20 mil is usually the lowest setting on most rotary lawn mowers owned by most people across the country, then you'll get away with using the landscaping rake. Now, I know what some people are going to say in the comments. They're going to say you've created all these aeration holes for the roots to go down into, and now we've filled them with this soil. Well, think about the complexion of this soil. It's made up of quite a lot of sand, and as it's fallen down into the hole, that soil's still going to be quite loose, meaning the roots will be able to get down into there still quite easily. So you're still going to get those benefits for the roots. And once it is as level and as smooth as you want it to be, then it's time to get on with the seed. But that's going to be the focus of the next video in this series, because we're going to be talking about grass types, how to apply the seed, how much to put down, the aftercare, all that good stuff. So if you want to check out the next part, then subscribe if you haven't already to follow along with this series. Give the video a like if you have enjoyed it or found it useful. Let me know down in the comment section below if you're following along with this renovation. And finally, thanks for watching.